look at baby Jesus. Let's look at the word we often hear, Emmanuel. What does Emmanuel mean? When you say the word Emmanuel and you look at baby Jesus, what comes to your mind? Well, today, you know what? There seems to be a spirit of fear that is residing amongst the people, especially with the pandemic that we have today. There seems to be people that have a sense of uncertainty about them. They can't accomplish their purpose in life. They seem to be holding back in life. You know, in biblical times, there were also pandemics. They were called pestilence. They were called plagues in biblical times. You know, some people I've had conversations with different people, and we all have different perspectives, but some people have told me that they believe that God sent the coronavirus, and the coronavirus was the will of God to come amongst the land here. Some people believe that the coronavirus was sent maybe to punish us, maybe to teach us good, to bring the good out of us. You know, God is in control of everything that there is. He's in control. But I do not believe that He sent the coronavirus here to us. But I can tell you what I do believe. I believe that I am ready for the coronavirus to go back to hell where it came from. That is what I'm ready for. Now, if you believe that the coronavirus was sent here from God, don't you think that the researchers and the doctors that they're striving and they're looking for the medicine to come up to treat the coronavirus, for the vaccine to treat the coronavirus? If you believe that, don't you believe that the researchers and doctors, they're fighting against God? You ever thought about that? That's not what we believe. We fight against the virus because we believe that there is a very real enemy, and we believe that the enemy came and it stole way too soon some of our parents, some of our grandparents, some of our children, some of our loved ones. There's a very real enemy out there that operates any way that he can. God didn't send the coronavirus, but He is with us just as He always was and always will be in the middle of this pandemic here today. Even though there's been tragedy, there's death, there is also life. And there is also life. There is also goodness. There is also hope. And then there is also love. In the fear that I see around us, that's just in the air today, it seems like it's also in the lives of God's people. You know, over 100 times in the scripture, the Bible tells us, do not fear. So why are we fearing still today? The God has always been with His people. He came to us in flesh on that Christmas day, and His name was Jesus. It says, the virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and they shall call His name Emmanuel, which means God is with us. Emmanuel means God is with us. When you look at that little baby in that manger, as we celebrate Christmas, and you begin to think Emmanuel, and you hear the song, I believe it's Chris Tomlin sings, Emmanuel, it means God is with us. The child that was sent to us, it was a visible sign of God's promise that He kept to us. Have you ever noticed, if you're reading the Christmas story, the birth of Jesus? There's only a few words about the birth. It says, she will bear a son. The idea that Jesus was the Son of God is a very major theme in the book of Matthew. 17 times in Matthew, Jesus is identified as the Son of God, or God's Son. God speaks from heaven, saying, "This is my Son, my beloved, the one I am pleased." In the wilderness where there was temptation, Satan began to tempt Jesus himself. He began to question his identity as the Son of God. He said, "I need you to prove that you are the Son of God." Jesus later began to heal the sick. He began to open the eyes of the blind. He began to forgive the sinners. He began to feed the multitudes. He even began to raise the dead back from life. He controlled nature. He walked on water. He even cast out demons from lives. Truly God was with us. He is Emmanuel. God is with us. His name was Jesus, sent on that Christmas morning. He knew how the human heart felt when he began to love deeply. He knew how the heart felt when he began to have grief in his life. He was angry. He was afraid at times. But that wasn't when he was God. It was when he was in flesh. It's when he began to feel those things. When I look back and I begin to reflect on God, I see Jesus loving the broken. I see him eating with the sinners, the tax collectors. I see him restoring vision, touching the lepers that no one was supposed to touch or be around. They were just untouchable. I see him coming up to a funeral procession where there was a mom that was stricken by grief. She was mourning for her son there. And Jesus, he raised the son back to life. That is what Emmanuel means to me. God is with us. In the Christmas story, Matthew tells us that God is with us. Jesus' final words with the disciples in Matthew says, "I am with you always to the end of the age." Jesus continues to be with us. And because I believe he is with me, I live differently. I have peace. I have strength. And I live to walk with him daily. Jesus is God with us. Because he is Emmanuel, Jesus knows and he understands you. He knows your struggles. He knows your temptations, your weaknesses in life. And because he is Emmanuel, he is able to show you the way because he is with you. He seeks to remind you that he is always with you. And he calls you forth. He chose you to go forth in his name. It's Christmas season. We know a song says, "O come ye, Emmanuel." I pray that in this season that you will let Emmanuel flow through your veins. You will let Emmanuel lead you. You will let Emmanuel direct you in your life. As a new year begins to approach, God is with you. God was with you in this past year. And God will continue to be with you in the next year. Choose to reside and let Emmanuel, God is with us. Let him flow through your life and flow through your veins. Oh, come, all ye